Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night. Cory Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. And if I'm not mistaken, we're in Abu Dhabi for this one. This video right here, this is the full card breakdown and predictions. Now, I'll do my best not to hold y'all ear hostage for too long. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Let's dive into it. That first fight of the night, that's a complete pass for me. I wanted nothing to do with it when it was booked last time. I want nothing to do with it this time. For the sake of a pick, I will stick with my original pick, and that'll be Dumas to possibly get this one done via split decision. But with that being said, there's question marks all over this motherfucking fight, man. Just wrap the caution tape around that motherfucker, man, and tread lightly. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's a night where Tulan clips Dumas on the feet and gets him out of there via KO, TKO inside the distance. It's a night where Dumas secures a takedown, searches for the submission, sinks in the submission, and gets Tulan out of there inside the distance in his own right via submission. It's a night where, you know, Tulan does the slightly better work on the feet in the striking department because he's the bit more, you know, technical out of the two, a bit more precise and accurate out of the two, and in my personal opinion has, you know, a bit more tools at his disposal on the feet in the striking department than Cedric Dumas does. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, man, leave this fucking fight alone, man. Leave this fight alone. I'm going to rock with Cedric Dumas via split decision if it makes it the full 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Caution tape, man. Just leave it the fuck alone, man. Jai versus Rolando. Give me the dog in Rolando to get this one done via unanimous decision. 2 rounds to 1, man. You know what I mean? And that's if he don't find the finish inside the distance and clip Jai Hubert, man. And that's with all due respect to the young man, Jai. I'm not taking nothing from him. I'm not shitting on the young man. I'm not real high on the young man. You know what I mean? He possesses the reach advantage in this matchup, in the striking department. But, you know, I don't necessarily believe he possesses the speed advantage, just the reach advantage. The speed might very well be on Rolando's side as well as the power. You know what I mean? And I like the way he strings together combinations, man. You know what I'm saying? He's solid. He's well-rounded. Decent body of work, even in his losses. You understand what I'm saying to you? I personally think Kalen Williams knocks Jai Hubert out all fucking day long. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I know Jai has fought the higher level of opposition, if you want to say that. You know what I mean? He had to fight with Ilia Topuria, and hands down, he gave Ilia Topuria his, he made him deal with his worst adversity when that shin connected to that motherfucking chin. It showed us that motherfucking not only, you know, Ilia Topuria can take some shit and keep moving forward for the finish, but Jai Hubert can catch anybody at any given time, you know, in a striking exchange, man. He is dangerous. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I'm not taking anything from him. But I believe the power, you know what I mean? I believe the dog. That's all on Rolando's side, man. And I'm going to rock with Rolando, man. I'm going to fade Jai Hubert and rock with Rolando. I can't even get this motherfucking name out my mouth right now. Rock with Rolando to get this one done. Via unanimous decision, man. 2 rounds to 1. And that's if he doesn't find a finish inside the distance and clip Jai Hubert, man. Disconnecting from his consciousness. Victoria versus Sam Hughes, man. Give me Dudakova, man. Give me Dudakova to get this one done. Via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. And that's if she don't find a finish inside the distance by clipping Sam Hughes. But Sam Hughes is adorable, man. Sam Hughes, if not for anything else, she's very consistent in the body of work that she puts out. And she's a tough little motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily know if Victoria is going to be able to get her out of there inside the distance, but I do see her doing the better work over the course of 15 minutes to secure this motherfucker via unanimous decision, man. You know what I mean? Guram versus Jordan. Now, this is one of the 2 fights in my 60-second breakdown that I said I had to get back to y'all on, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Reason being, I ain't never been that high on Guram Bukhtalazabi, or however you say Guram's name. I just never been high on him, man. I don't like how he entered the UFC. I don't like nothing about his UFC debut, and I don't like nothing about anything he's done after that. You understand what I'm saying to you? I get it. He came from Hamzat's camp. He was training with Hamzat. Hamzat was in the motherfucking corner. All this hype was there. You understand what I'm saying to you? If I'm not mistaken, he might have been undefeated when he came in. Matus Gamrot was undefeated. Somebody, had to go, but it shouldn't have been Matus's, man. And I think based off of all the hype coming in behind this man and being, Hamzat's training partner and all the hype that Hamzat had at the time and Hamzat being in his corner and him winning his UFC debut against the Matus Gamrot, motherfuckers just kind of got a little bit too overly invested in this young man. You know what I mean? I wasn't one of them, though. I faded him every opportunity that I've had, and it's worked more so than it hasn't. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm going to go ahead and fade him again, man. I'm going to fade him again, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, with that debut, he lost that debut. He even knows he lost that debut. He fucking said it in the octagon, if I'm not mistaken, in his post-fight interview. Young boy just wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He would have rather had the loss because he thought he fucking lost. He said it out of his own words. Don't quote me, but it was something similar to, it was very competitive on the feet with the striking, but he mixed in that wrestling, those takedowns. He got he wasn't happy with the win. You know what I mean? Because he knew he didn't fucking win. He didn't deserve that fucking win. And maybe he just got denied based off of Hamzat being in the corner and all the hype that was on Hamzat and him being Hamzat's training partner. And, it went to 15 minutes. But either way you look at it, man, I wasn't high on him coming into that matchup, and I damn sure ain't been high on him since that matchup, man. And I'm going to rock with Jordan, man. 13-2 or whatever he is. I don't got that down in front of me right now, but I do got, it was against opposition with combined records of 117 wins and 43 losses. You know what I mean? Nothing to call home and go crazy about, but at the same time, you feel me? Not that bad, man. His body of work, I went back, I looked at the tape, I watched the tape, man, and I'm going to go ahead and side with him, man. I'm going to side. I don't know what the money line is, you know what I mean? Because when I look, the money lines that I know are from my individuals that when I first looked at this card, when I look at the card and I see the motherfuckers that I look at, and I'm like, man, I'm rocking with them. I'm rocking with them. I'm rocking with her. I'm rocking with her. I'm rocking with him because I feel like, at least 6, 7 out of 10 times they win this matchup, man. Like, I can't see them losing this motherfucking matchup, 2, 3 times out of 10, like, I really can't see him losing this match. Some of these motherfuckers, I don't see him losing. I see him winning 10 times out of 10, you know what I mean? So when I get my original motherfuckers, I run to the window with them. You know what I mean? Sometimes they the ones that smack and come through. Sometimes they not. Sometimes it's the individuals that y'all are on, and it's the parlays that I put together for y'all to hit. You know what I'm saying? But either way you look at it, you feel what I'm saying to you? I don't know the money line for the Guram and the Jordan fight. But whatever it is, you can give me Jordan, man. You know what I mean? You can give me Jordan to go ahead and get this one done in some way, shape, form, or fashion, man. You know what I mean? So, I take him via unanimous, via split, via finding the finish inside the distance, man. But it's another fade on Guram for me, so y'all might not want to rock with that one, but I'm not high on the guy, man. And nobody's going to steer me in that direction, man. Fuck out of here with a Guram Guptilazabi or however the fuck you say his name. I'll take Jordan for this one, man. Shamil over Dantel, man. It's not a whole lot to talk about. You know what I mean? I'm going to take Shamil to get this one done. Be a unanimous decision, man. Be a unanimous decision. 2 rounds to 1. Listen, Dantel's no fucking chump, man. You know what I mean? Dantel is no fucking chump, man. Quite a few fights inside the UFC. You understand what I'm saying to you? Mixed bag. You know what I mean? But nothing to complain about in the heavyweight division inside the UFC, man. He's no chump. Boy's big. You can't just really manhandle him however which way you want to inside that motherfucker unless you get him hurt, you know what I mean? Or unless you're just that much of an imposing individual in the wrestling and grappling departments. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm going to rock with Shamil, though. It's heavyweight MMA. At any given time on any given day, this shit could go any fucking way. Don't act like it couldn't, man. You know what I mean? The back on Dantel Mays, man. Just the whole frame on him. He's not a little guy, man. I said it in the last matchup he was in. You know what I mean? I took him for the win, and he got the win. I don't know if it was his last matchup, but he was an underdog. I don't know if he was against Nassim. I don't know who the fuck he was against. But I took him in that one for the dub, you know what I mean? I'm not going to take him in this one against Shamil. I'm going to rock with Shamil. Shamil's sitting at like a minus 280 right now. Whether or not Shamil's going to justify a minus 280 or not, I don't know, man. But like I said, it's heavyweight MMA. I'm going to rock with Shamil to get it done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But it's, you know, it is what it is. Muhammad versus Fernandez, whatever the fuck. Y'all know what fight I'm talking about. Muhammad, whatever, versus whatever, Fernandez. I don't know how to pronounce one side of one's name and one side of the other's name, man. But y'all know who I'm talking about, man. Muhammad, you know, his record, his run been up against opposition with combined records of 72 wins and 35 losses, while Fernando's been up against opposition with combined records of 82 wins and 23 losses. Slightly better level of opposition, if you want to call that. It's pretty much the fucking same, you know what I mean? I will say this, though. I do rank Mark Giacchese, however you say Mark's name. Even now, right now in 2024, I rank him as a higher level of opposition than a Trevor Peek. You know what I mean? Nothing else about the resume, though. Nothing else about their records, you know what I mean, really stand out. That, you know, to me, to make them stand out, you know, stand away from me, like nothing stands out from Fernandez's side of things, you know, too significantly than on Muhammad's side of things. In my personal opinion, to be justifying a minus 350 or whatever, Fernandez, I believe he the favorite. He's sitting at like minus 350, and Muhammad sitting at whatever underdog price he's sitting at. And in my personal opinion, it would just be a dog or pass. I don't want anything to do with this fight, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I do rank Mark Giacchese as a higher level of opposition than Trevor Peek. In my personal opinion, I believe he produces a better body of work inside the octagon and has faced a higher level of opposition in his career and is a higher level of opposition than Trevor Peek. So that loss to, you know, near one of them got wins in the UFC. I think they both got one fight in the UFC. They're both 0-1 in the UFC. One against Trevor Peek, one against Mark Giacchese. I rank the one against Mark Giacchese as a better loss than the one against Trevor Peek. But when I look at the rest of their resumes and I look at the tape and I look at the body of work, like nothing really stands out significantly. You know what I mean? Like just don't really outshine each other anywhere in any department for me to justify old boy being a minus 350. You know what I mean? So I'm not even going to say he's the pick, but it's a dog or pass. I'm just going to rock with the dog. Fuck it. We in the doghouse. You know what I mean? If Jordan's a dog and Muhammad's a dog, you can add those two dogs to the two I already got, man. And we'll have some kind of dog plays going on with them, man. But fuck it. You know what I mean? Complete pass. The caution tape is up. You know what I'm saying? The shit has been wrapped in caution. You've been fucking warned to tread lightly on this fight. I do not believe he justifies a minus 350. But who the fuck am I? I could be dead wrong. He might come out there and justify a minus 1100 and get him the fuck out of there in the first, 90 seconds. It is what it is, though, man. Dog or pass, and I'm sticking on the dog for my pick. You know what I mean? Alonzo versus Azamat, or however you say his name. We'll rock with Azamat to get this one done via unanimous decision, possibly finding the finish inside the distance by clipping an Alonzo and getting him the fuck up out of there, man. You know what I mean? I think Azamat's like a minus 205 right now or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I think I could motherfucking justify Victoria Dudikova at minus 205, and then I'd rather see Azamat at a minus 188 where Victoria is at against Sam. They could switch these money lines for me and I could justify him better, man. You know what I mean? Alonzo's no chump. He's just not somebody that I'm high on, man. You know what I mean? And I've done my absolute best to fade this young man, too, with every opportunity that I've got, man. Worked out for me more times than it's not, but with that being said, Azamat, he's not somebody who's going to keep that O next to his name and retire undefeated a fucking champion in the UFC. The O is gonna go. That's inevitable. It's just about when's it gonna go and who's gonna take it from him. And is Alonzo Menafield that guy? I personally don't think he is, man. Know what I mean? So I rock with Azamat, America, however you say, old boy, you know what I'm talking about. Joe Alvarez versus Elvis Brener, man. I'm rocking with Joe Alvarez, man. And I know Elvis Brener, he dangerous, man. I like him. It's fucked up because I like both of these fighters, man, but I'm not going to go against the grain. That's the homie, man. I'm rocking with Joe Alvarez to get this one done, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, man, via submission, man. I don't even know what submissions look like on Brenner's record. You know what I mean? As far as how many times he's fell victim, if he's ever fell victim, I can't fucking remember. You know what I'm saying? That's not in front of me right now. But if he want to play those games with Joe Alvarez, any type of wrestling game, any type of motherfucking getting into a grappling exchange, man, I'll take Joe Alvarez via submission inside the distance. You understand what I'm saying, too? He's another dangerous motherfucker. Like, you know, my guy I told y'all was wrapping up Christian the other week, Julian Erosa, man. See, that's the problem with some motherfuckers, man. That's what I told motherfuckers about Christian Rodriguez. You get overly invested on these You can't get overly invested on a prospect who's just getting put up against, like he's a prospect killer. All the motherfucker was doing was going against Raul Rosas, going against Cameron Simon, going against motherfucking Delgarian, going against all types of motherfuckers that just are different fights than a Julian Erosa, a different level of opposition than a Julian Erosa. And it's just, you know, you're sending him after undefeated, you know, prospects. He's a prospect killer. Motherfuckers got overly invested in that man and how good he looked against individuals who just haven't faced a high level of opposition or even a high level of opposition in their own right. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I'm not saying it is what it is, man. Joe Alvarez, I'm not saying any of that to say that Elvis Brenner's solid. He's well-rounded and he's fucking dangerous. He got pop in his shots and, you know, he got a submission game in his own right. But if he want to play them games with Joe Alvarez, man. Those long limbs, they work very well to his advantage. And I know a lot of motherfuckers, you know, got down on Joe Alvarez when Armin Sarukian put work on him. But listen, man. That fight could have, it went how it went. It went how it went. Joe Alvarez lost. Had he not sliced him with that elbow, hats off to him. The fight could have went a lot different, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? Joe Alvarez is dangerous in any kind of wrestling or grappling exchanges because of his guard. His guard is very active. His takedown defense is shit because he don't give a fuck. If you shoot for the takedown, he's sinking in a front choke, a guillotine. He's wrapping like the omoplata, the limbs. Very much Julian Erosa-esque, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? He has pop in his shots. He can crack you in the striking department and knock you the fuck out. He possesses long limbs that work very well for him. The height works very well for him in the kicking department. The reach works well for him in keeping motherfuckers at the end of his jabs. He got pop in each and every individual shot. And if you want to play the wrestling and grappling exchanges with him, it's dangerous. I'm telling you, it's fucking dangerous. I like Joe Alvarez, man. You know what I mean? I like Elvis Brener. But you can give me Joe Alvarez to get this one done, man. You know what I mean? Fucked up, man. It's going to be a banger of a fight. It's going to be a banger of a fight. Listen, it's a night where Elvis Brener gets this one done. I just don't believe it's going to be on Saturday night, man. I believe Joe Alvarez gets this one done and possibly gets this one done in spectacular fashion inside the distance via sinking in a submission, man. You know what I mean? I think he's going to hurt. I think he's going to crack Elvis Brener. I think he's going to touch him on the feet, which might make him shoot. And that's not the time to shoot on Joe Alvarez, man. In my personal opinion, McKenzie versus Lopy. Give me McKenzie. Give me McKenzie to do the better body of work absolutely everywhere over the course of 15 minutes for a unanimous decision. No splits, no 30-27s, no 3-0s. Give me 2-1, you know what I'm saying? And Dern's the pick. Tony versus Michael. Listen, man. I'm taking a dog, man. Give me Tony motherfucking Ferguson. Give me El Kukui to show up and get this one done. You know what I mean? I really wanted Nick Diaz at plus 350 against motherfucking Vicente Luque. I really wanted that big underdog because Nick was going to come in here and school that man. Trust me when I tell you, he don't like going out the way he went out with Robbie. You know what I mean? He was coming in here in prime time Nick Diaz, tip-top shape, man. You know what I mean? Wasn't going to be no belly. Wasn't going to be no gut. Your boy was going to be shredded. The hands were going to be on point. The kicks were going to be on point. Everything was going to be on point. And if Vicente Luque wanted to shoot, something was going to get snatched up. Man, I wanted that fight so fucking bad. You know what I mean? But I take Tony Ferguson over Michael Chiesa. I don't believe Michael Chiesa's going to find the submission inside the distance. There's a night where he finds the submission inside the distance. But I don't believe it's going to be on Saturday night, man. Give me El Kukui with the inch. It's only an inch in reach advantage. And I know El Kukui at 40 definitely has more miles on the body than Michael Chiesa at 36. But there's nothing really special, in my personal opinion. With all due respect to Michael Chiesa, man. His body of work, the level of opposition that he's faced, you can't deny anything about his resume. He's had a great career, you know what I mean? But, you know, so the fuck is Tony, man. It hasn't been great towards the end of it. Has not worked out well for him. It's been Chuck Liddell-esque. You understand what I'm saying to you towards the end? But I believe he's got enough left in him to secure this victory via decision or finding the finish inside the distance and then possibly hanging his gloves up, man. You know what I mean? Chiesa's a veteran. Chiesa's at the end, you know what I mean? Tony puts on a spectacular performance, a performance of the night performance against the Michael Chiesa. I could see him taking the gloves off and finally being done with it, man. Being okay with that. Kind of like Nick would have been after coming back and starching Vicente Luque. I'll take Tony, though, man. Know what I mean? He not in my main legs or my main parlays or my main bets, but he will be in some dog plays, man. I'm not going to go the other way. I just won't play that fight. But when I do play that fight, I will be playing Tony, man. Listen, like I said, in my personal opinion, there's nothing really, it's solid and well-rounded, but there's nothing really great and special about Michael Chiesa's body of work and his run. Tony Ferguson had a great run. And everything about that motherfucking 12-fight undefeated streak from 2013 to 2020 in the lightweight division, while 4 or 5 times he was matched up with Khabib and the shit was canceled. Nothing about that motherfucker wasn't spectacular. Like, that man was special in there. You know what I mean? He was special, and everybody knows it. He had a great fucking run. The body of work he put out there, man, he was doing shit that other motherfuckers just wasn't doing. He was El Kukui up in that motherfucker, man. And I'm gonna rock with him one more time. I'm gonna roll the dice on him one more time, El Kukui. It's Michael fucking Chiesa, man. With all due respect. It's Michael Chiesa. Wrap him up, man. Get him up out of there. Now I'm talking about in prime time Tony Ferguson fashion. One last time. And tip your fucking hat. You know what I mean? Marlon versus Davison Figueredo. Give me Davison, man. Give me Davison to do the better work over the course of 15 minutes to secure the unanimous decision. But possibly getting motherfucking Marlon cheap though. Vera out of there inside the distance via submission. Club and sub situation. I can see it happening, man. I can see it happening, man. Davison Figueredo, man. Inside the distance via club and sub submission or unanimous decision. Shara Magomedov versus Maau. With all due respect to Maau, this is a bad matchup for you, my guy. Bad matchup for you. Give me Shara. And I believe Maau has only been knocked out like once, right? Because Kevin Holland choked him out. Or submitted him, right? Kevin Holland submitted him. And coming into that fight, Maau had only been knocked out once. Kevin Holland had only been knocked out once, but they both had multiple knockouts on their record, you know what I mean? double digits in the teens as far as knockouts were concerned, if I'm not mistaken. But they both had only been knocked out once. So give me Magomedov to possibly knock out Maau for only the second time in his career. Get him out of there, finish him inside the distance. If I'm not mistaken, it would only be by knockout. It would only be the second time. Not saying he hasn't been submitted or something. I can't remember that. But I believe he's only been knocked out once. So give me Magomedov to get him out of there via unanimous decision, or, you know, possibly just finding that finish inside the distance and being the second man disconnecting from his consciousness. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Cory Sandhagen. This is simple as far as I'm concerned, and just go get Umar Nurmagomedov right now while he's sitting at minus 310 before he's a minus 850. You know what I mean? Just go get him. He's getting Cory Sandhagen the fuck up out of there, man. With all due respect to Cory Sandhagen, man. I had Aljamain getting you the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? You're not going to stop anything Umar wants to do to you. In my personal opinion, my guy, this is his fight to just do whatever he wants to do with you. And he can knock you out in the striking department. He can submit you. He could wrestle and grapple you for 15 minutes and just school you. You know what I mean? Again, this is just my personal opinion. I fuck with Cory Sandhagen, but styles make matchups, and this is a very bad stylistic matchup for Cory Sandhagen, man. Umar Nurmagomedov is a very bad stylistic matchup for a lot of motherfuckers, man. And not just this division, the one up and the one down. He's a fucking problem. You know what I mean? So that's that with that, man. My bad, I held y'all for almost a whole half. You know what I mean? I tried to get this one done quicker, you know what I'm saying? But we'll side with Dumas via split decision, but I could see it going a whole bunch of different ways, question marks and caution tape, man. You know what I mean? I'm taking Rolando over Jai, though. I'm taking Victoria over Sam. Guram versus Gordon. We'll put the caution sign. We'll put the cones up. You know what I mean? But I'm rocking with Jordan. I'm rocking with Jordan to get this one done. It's really more so a fade on my side for Guram. You know what I mean? Because I'm just not a fan of him. Not a fan of him. Not a fan of his body of work. Not a fan of anything he's produced in or outside of the octagon. And I don't like the way he made his entrance into the octagon off a fraudulent victory. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I've been fading him every opportunity I get. I'm fading him yet again with Jordan. You know what I mean? Shamil versus Dantel. I'm rocking with Shamil to go ahead and get this one done. But trust me when I tell you, I'm putting some cones up for this one, because Dantel Mays is nobody's chump. He is not a chump stop in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and you really do kind of have to be that guy, man. You know what I mean? If you just want to throw him the fuck around, manhandle him and do whatever you want to do with him in there. And if you want to stand and strike with him, be prepared to get clipped in your own right, man, because the motherfucker's dangerous. It's heavyweight MMA. He's a big motherfucker. He got a back almost like Brock Lesnar's, man. You understand what he's a wide frame, big-bodied, hard-hitting, hard to just do what you want to do with individual, man. You know what I mean? Who's got double-digit fights in the heavyweight division in the UFC, and it's a mixed bag, but you know, it's hard not to have a mixed bag when you have that many fights inside the UFC in the heavyweight division of wins and losses. You understand what I'm saying to you? I respect Dantel Mays, man, but I'm going to take Shamil to get it done. Muhammad versus Fernandez, man. The caution tape's been placed. Leave it the fuck alone, man. You know what I mean? It's a complete pass for me. Like I said, it's a dogged pass, and I'm going to rock with Muhammad over Fernandez. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But leave that one alone, y'all. Don't tap in talking crazy to me if motherfucker boy comes in there and justifies the minus 350. I personally don't believe that he will. And I personally don't believe anything about his resume justifies him being a minus 350. They both 0-1 in the UFC. Although Mark Casey is a higher level of opposition and a better person to lose to than Trevor Peek, I don't know if it justifies all this, and nothing to me and the rest of their resumes of their body work justifies it. So it's a dog pass, man. You know what I mean? I'm passing on that motherfucker, though. It's not even going to be in a dog play for me. You know what I'm saying? My big dog play will be on Tony. Alonzo versus Azamat, it's Azamat. Joel over Alvarez is Joel, you know what I'm saying? You know, proceed with caution, especially if you want it on the Brener side, you know what I mean? Because Joel's dangerous. And if you're on the Joel side like me, Elves is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So I like the reach. I like the speed. I like the guard and the activity in that guard of Joel Alvarez. McKenzie Dern, I like the all-around body of work to be better everywhere over the course of 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I like Tony as a dog. You know what I mean? I like Davison over motherfucking Marlon, Shera over McCall, and Umar over Cory. That'll be that with that. I appreciate y'all for tapping in.